on, guys? Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. Hold on a second, I gotta get some tunes going and I gotta switch our stream info here. Cool. There we go. Bam. Done. Okay. So I'm assuming you guys have seen this. The alien chestburster that I've been working on. I actually have two of them right now. So this is the brand new one, modified design on the inside. They're both made of the same material. It's just how I modified the actual armature wire inside the thing. So so this was kind of more of a prototype. This one I'm pretty fucking happy with. So we have to trim this one up. I can probably show you what I'm talking about here. It's all this silicone flange here, okay? We gotta work on. To figure out the best place to put the damn light. Oh my god, I hate this light so fucking much. I need to figure a better light system out, guys. It absolutely has to happen. Those look awesome. I know what they are. Awesome. Yeah, we're doing, we gotta trim them up and then we might be doing some painting after we do the trimming. So there's a seam that goes around the whole thing and then, which believe it or not takes some time to trim, so you guys get to hang out while I work on that. But what are they for? They're for whatever you want them to be. I'm not gonna lie, I designed them to go with what's the word I'm looking for? I decided them to go as part of a product for one of our company's product lines called Monster Cocks. You know what, straight up, they were originally designed to be a sex toy, but they kind of blew up on TikTok and people just want them for fun. So we're gonna paint them up and make them basically like props. But technically they could be used for other stuff. So whatever your imagination wants. We love it. Workout, what do you want me to call you? I don't know how to pronounce your first part of your Gaku. I don't know what Gaku pre-workout means. What do you want to go by? I totally thieved some of my other employees' trimming scissors. So we actually use for trimming basically these god damn it, this mic is gonna be a fucking, if I put it here, it's in the way, right? Oh, I can do this, it's not in the way. Okay. Gaku from Dragon Ball Z. Okay, cool. So like his pre-workout. It's all good. Okay, cool. But yeah, these are just cuticle scissors. We use these to trim almost all of our silicone products all the time. So. So. I'm going to try and keep this in frame, guys, as best I can. But I might have to move it around in kind of different directions to to properly see what I'm doing. I'm wondering if I move this down like that, and I move this to be more like, sorry guys, just trying to figure out the best way to show what we're doing here. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super familiar with Dragon Ball. God, of course that light is gonna be right in my fucking face. Yeah, I've never been super into Dragon Ball, so I don't know a ton about it. So yeah, there will inevitably probably be a seam that you'll always see. You'll see things on most toys and collectibles. There's always generally a seam, especially if it's a soft material like this. But trimming and how you decide to trim can be a pretty big factor. I'm gonna see. I can probably. What if I move this fucking thing over here? Yeah, I think I'm a pretty big film buff. I can say I don't know many people that are as big of film buffs as I am, but I wouldn't say I've seen everything, you know. I mean, I am human after all, right? But anything horror and sci-fi, I feel like I'm pretty good. So when you say aliens, you're talking about the second one, right? If you're talking about the second one, I'd have to say the second one, so Aliens, is the top of the Alien films, and it is probably ranked in my top 10 favorite movies of all times. Maybe even in the top 5. I don't think anyone can ever actually rank their favorite movies, so people that try to, you should really question them. But I'd say it would exist in my top 10 for sure. What about you? Are you a fan? Yeah, I think I'm gonna make 10 of these, 10 or 20. They kind of blew up my TikTok, and a bunch of people want them, and so I think I'm gonna make 10 or 20 of them, and then sell them as like collector's pieces to people who want them. I'd say I am a fan. Not as big a fan as most, unfortunately, but I think that's because I saw it really like 3 years ago. Wow. Wasn't bad. I'll just didn't like it back in the day. I can see that if you're only getting into it a little bit at like after years and years. I totally get that. Here, I'll type it into chat. Give me a second. Chestburster time indeed. What's going on? Little witchy things. Sorry to hear you've been having a shitty time on Twitter. Hold on. I don't even know my own TikTok. I gotta get it changed, honestly. Here, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Yeah, you should be able to find it. Oh no, Little Witchy Things was maybe having some shitty people posting on their Twitter, so I just was showing this is something I saw on their feed earlier, so I figured I'd Twitter and Facebook. Lost like 4 friends because I said it's not their fault. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really tricky time to be on social media right now. There's a lot of sadness, a lot of anger, and a lot of hate. All of it being, and it's just very emotional for a lot of people. You know? See if I can get this focused in, guys, a little bit more. You can see why these things are so expensive. Just the amount of time that goes into finishing them. Like, these are probably going to have to retail for around $1,000 when it's all said and done with paint jobs and everything. Yeah, you're staying off for the most part. It's probably a good choice. I can't help it. It's like like watching a car crash for me. Plus, I'm trying to be there and being support of the people that I care about. Because, you know, even you, if you're catching shit, fuck that. That's no bueno. I don't know. I mostly was joking about everything yesterday, just because I felt like it was the only way to, like, you know, sometimes comic relief is needed, okay? Sometimes that's a thing. I don't know if you guys, yeah, you guys can probably see it. See that hole? So that's where we had a wire going from the mold into the mold to hold the armature in place. So that little micro hole we also have to patch. So this will probably take me at least an hour to trim this thing, I'd have to guess. Really? Maybe don't put capitals. It's at MD_Wilson. Maybe don't do capitals. Isn't that what I put? Oh, no capitals. Okay, that's my bad. Thank you, Little Witchy Things. Thank you. Yeah, the mold of the video of me popping this is still blowing off. It's almost at 500,000 views. That's why I got to get these out, guys. We got to sell some. I'm going to make some to do giveaways, too, so... I might try a couple of different colorations. Like, these ones are obviously supposed to be more realistic and true to the fandom. This color base. But I was thinking, wouldn't it be dope to have, like, a really dark black one or, like, a really dark purple one that then had, like, splatters a bright neon green, like blood, like alien blood on them. I thought that'd be pretty dope. I put it in YouTube. Yeah, what the fuck? I did put it in YouTube. What the shit? Restream is supposed to let me put it into both. That's so odd. So yeah, TikTok social media market is hot right now. Yeah. I got the YouTube. I got to the YouTube one. Make it pink. A pink one would be cool. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was doing really bad on TikTok for basically 7 months, and then I posted this one of me popping this, and it's still just going off. So, but there's some other work that you guys can see on there that I did too, if one is so inclined. So. Got any plans to stream this weekend, little witchy things? Make it fleshy and pink with gore and veins. And veins, ooh, okay. Are you saying like, did you say hot pink? Or just pink? I could make a pink one. Pink one, it'd be pretty muted. Damn, those look fun to touch. They're not as soft as you might think. They're a little firmer, but I wanted them to be firm so that you could really pose them into like any, you know, any position you wanted to without damaging them. So, you know, that's the whole idea behind it. Ooh, that would be fucking creepy, like an umbilical cord, yeah. Yeah, I have to get painting so I can at least put up one finished one, but I'm probably gonna try and pour one more every day this week. So you guys might have to sit with me as I go through and trim up these bad boys. I actually find it to be sometimes kind of relaxing just doing trimming. Something kind of cathartic about it. And so if you guys see these things ever, these are bleeder holes. So that when the silicone's coming in, because the silicone actually for the entire thing gets poured right here at the end of the tail. So the silicone comes into the tail and then falls down throughout the mold. You can see that like pour spout cut off right there. And so as it's filling up, there's certain areas that have these spouts that let the silicone bleed out so you don't get air bubbles. Just a little tip for mold making if one is so inclined. Just jump into there. I'll tell you what. I am in the art chat one. Can you not join art chat one, little witchy things? There you are.
Hi.
What's going on?
What's up? Yeah, sorry, I was talking to Blood. That's why it took me a second to join.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's up? How you handling things?
Yeah, everything's good. Staying off social media, so, you know, the usual.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, what are you planning on streaming tonight?
I was working on a parasite painting. It's basically a face with like a face attached to it, so it's really cool.
Okay. That's sweet. I saw did you post your last one to my channel? I don't think you did.
No, I don't think I did.
I think I saw it on the Instagram though.
Did Did I post it to that one? Hold on, let me check.
I'm at my studio right now, Gakko. I don't have my stream set up at home yet. All my cool shit's here at the studio. So, but I live here, so I guess you could say I'm kind of at home. I don't really live here. It's just I'm here so much I might as well.
Just bring a pack of clothes.
Yeah, right. Just get a bed. Just hang out here.
Just sleep there. Everybody comes in the morning. You're just there.
Oh, that would actually save me a ton of... They might get freaked out when I'm using the shower for the dolls, though, you know? They come in, I'm just, like, hosing myself off. I'd be like, what? What?
They're gonna call OSHA.
Yeah, for sure. Did you end up getting... Weren't you talking about a new position at your job?
Yes, I was. I applied, and so now it's just a waiting game. I applied to be trainer.
Wait, waiting just to get confirmed?
They do internal hiring, so I basically have to apply for the position and send my resume. So it's still like an application process, but it's just internal. That's all. So I just have to wait for an interview.
Okay. Did you end up working on your fucking not portfolio, resume or whatever?
Yeah, I ended up working. Well, correction. Blood worked on it for me because I'm awful at resumes.
Right. Yeah, they can be intimidating because you don't really know what kind of format a lot of companies expect the resume to be presented in. At least with me, I know that if you're applying for like art related jobs, oftentimes the company you're applying for expects to see like a super snazzy, well thought out graphically accurate, what's the word I'm looking for, like resume or CV, but I've had to make one in a long time, so I'm happy.
Luckily for this one, I didn't need to write a cover letter because they told me not to. They were like, don't even bother, we don't read them. I was like, okay.
Here's a secret. I don't ever call on references. I don't ever call on references. Yeah.
Like no. None?
Never. Maybe once, I think, when I first started doing hiring like 10 years ago.
I don't think I would either. I'd probably would take their word for it and be like, yeah, I'm sure you're a great person, Ted Bundy. All right, let's go.
Well, my thing is, so apparently in the US at least, you can't really, the only thing that could be considered negative you can even say is whether or not they're rehireable. That it's not like if I call that they're going to be like, oh yeah, they did all these terrible things. That's not going to happen. So
they shit on my car.
What? Yes, exactly. So yeah.
It's like in that movie, Spiderhead. Have you seen that movie yet?
Spiderhead?
Yeah, it's it's non-Netflix. It just came out recently. It's really good.
Wait, you said it is on Netflix or it's not on Netflix?
It is on Netflix.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a Netflix original.
No, I haven't. I'm guessing, judging from the name, it sounds like it's a scary flick.
No, it's not scary at all. It's more psychological, and it's not like a horror movie. It's just a psychological breakdown movie. It's really good.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I haven't heard of it. When you say not like horror, is it like that Babadook movie where it's not really anything going on, but like a mother's breakdown? Did you see that one?
Yeah, I did see that one. That one kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, it's terrifying in like a non-horror movie way, right?
Yeah, it's great when you're looking for that kind of not horror, but also like realistic horror, like
right.
If this could really happen type thing.
Right.
It's great, but the Spiderhead is nothing. It's not horror at all. There's like one gore scene, but that's about it, and it's not even that gory. They really toned it down.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I'll check it out. I've been going down I've been going down the Handmaid's Tale show for the last 2 weeks, pretty much, with my wife.
Mm.
And actually, it's a really good show. I love that actress. She was in the Invisible Man movie and in Mad Men. I love that actress. So it's a good show. But I'm ready to watch The Boys because I know that's going on Amazon right now.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't caught an episode of that yet. So.
Have you watched any of The Boys?
Oh yeah, no, I'm caught up to the newest. Like they just started the newest season, right? So I haven't started the newest season, but everything else I'm caught up on. Except, actually, I take that back. There was apparently an Invincible The Boys crossover animated show. I didn't watch that.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, I don't know. Don't do a ton of animation, honestly. Not a biggest fan. Outside of like Love, Death, and Robots, that's about as far as it goes.
Oh, I'm the biggest anime nerd. It's not even funny. I'm massive weeb. This thing's looking great.
Are you working on your project right now?
Yeah, I'm actually pulling out my tablet as we speak.
Oh, awesome. Who was I just watching do some tablet work? Oh, I jumped on Turtle Forge's stream like 2 or 3 days ago, and he was working on some. Man, I need to get. My wife has a tablet that she does like illustrations and stuff on. I need to mess around with that. I think I could do really good if I didn't have to worry about the Wacom tablet thing. Actually, drawing on the surface that the thing is happening on is different than having your tablet off to the side while you're looking in a different direction. It's really weird.
Yeah, I actually started out drawing on a screenless tablet, so I got so used to it that now I can't draw on my screen tablet. It comes out like garbage.
Okay, all right, then. Actually, that's a perfect point brought up in chat. Little witchy things. If you're a weeb, then help him pronounce my name.
How do you pronounce it?
Is it Gaku?
No.
What? Okay. What is it?
It's Goku.
Go.
Don't pronounce it Go. It's Go.
Goku. Okay.
Stop and Ga.
Well, it was. Oh, fine. It's Goku. Okay, I'll remember that Goku. Okay.
It's like all the people who pronounce it Naruto. It drives me fucking nuts. It's Naruto.
Okay, all right, but then that should apply to this name as well.
No, because it's Goku. It's G-O.
Oh my god, okay. I will remember this. Goku. Okay. I got this. I'm trying to even think if I've ever watched a single anime. I don't think I have, honestly.
If you ever do, I will recommend you one that I know you will absolutely love. It's called Hellsing Ultimate, and it's so fucking good. And I know you would love it. It's really good.
I think I've heard of it. Did you say Hellsing? Like Van Helsing?
Yeah, Hellsing Ultimate.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't watch just Hellsing because they have 2 different versions. They have the Americanized version, which is garbanzo beans, and then they have the original Ultimate version, which is so good.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out. You know what? Now that I think about it, when I was real young, I feel like, did I watch one? Is there one called like Blood, the Last Vampire or something like that?
Blood the Last Vampire. There might have been.
I feel like I watched maybe one, but I don't know. That would have been the extent of it. Otherwise, like, I think I did watch on YouTube once a compilation of like the goriest scenes from random animes. And that was the extent of my anime. Like, it was like, might as well have been like anime gore porn on YouTube. It was like the worst scenes or like the goriest scenes from anime.
Oh, I love that.
But that was just from me going down like the rabbit hole on YouTube, you know? So.
My fucking pen is dead.
Do you have to charge the pen, or does it take batteries?
It's I have to charge it, so luckily I don't have to do the whole battery thing, but it takes like 5 minutes, not even to charge.
Oh, to a full charge?
Yeah, and it lasts like 5 months, so I can't complain.
Wow. So have things started warming up for you guys up there yet?
Today, let's see, it's 19°C, so what's the temperature outside? Hold on. It is 66, so no.
I don't know. I feel like 66 degrees is pretty warm compared to what you guys had been saying. So,
Yeah, but if it's not like 75, I'm not happy.
oh my God, you're fucking insane. You're insane.
I need it to be like scorching. If it's not scorching, I'm not okay.
Well, I will say this. Being in Vegas now and experiencing on average, what's the word I'm looking for? Or on average, probably 102 to like 106 is like our day to day. 75 does feel beautiful. like 75 feels great in those circumstances for sure.
Yeah, we had temperatures here that were in the negative 40s. So when the springtime came around and it was like 20 to 30, I think I was outside in shorts. I was like, this is nice.
So yeah, guys, there's this imperfection in the mold, and I'm just gonna trim out this little bubble here to get the shape back. So
How does that happen? Like, does that happen when you pour it?
yeah, basically what happens is that the mold can take a damage. So remember, the mold is a negative, so this would have been a really sharp negative space, and maybe it got hit at some point. The mold's already like 3 years old, so it might have gotten a chip, and then it just creates this little area you have to go in and just kind of trim out. Most molds, even in high Hollywood level production, still have flaws. They just fix them, kind of like what I'm about to do. So
Ooh.
it's surgical like.
See, I've never seen like this kind of process, so it's always interesting to watch. I love watching this.
Yeah, there's so I'll probably do 2 different stages. One is to kind of carve it out like I'm doing right now. And then the second stage will probably be going in with like a little bit of silicone that's tinted, and then re-sculpt it a little bit with just straight silicone.
It is kind of like surgery. Cool.
Damn. Have you been keeping up on your roller skating?
It's been raining here for the past 3 weeks, so it's a big no. Because we don't have any indoor skating rinks here in the city, right? So
Really?
unless I want to drive like 30 minutes to a big open room that's not even really a rink. So I don't feel like driving half an hour just to go skating. I'm good.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Goku, I use a streaming music website. Well, I have 2 of them, but the one I'm using right now is called Soundstripe. And according to my selections, this is just music that is considered dark and electronic. Like the most random shit will play. I guarantee you will hear a weird, twisted, like dubstep version of a Christmas song in about an hour. It's gonna happen. I know it will.
I love that. Very festive.
I still want Twitch to figure out a way to let us play copyrighted music. They need to do it.
I used to on my channel. I didn't care.
Well, you can. I think if you're only on Twitch, aren't you allowed to?
You're not technically allowed to. They're going to mute your VOD, but
Oh, okay.
I do it anyway. Or I did. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I the way I look at it is that if Spotify can get away with it in their method of doing it, even if it was something that the streamers had to purchase or the streamers had to cut in on like the viewer, it's like you're an affiliate, so technically you get the whopping what 30 cents a month for random ads or whatever watched. Just cut them into a couple pennies or something like that, and you know, let the artists make some money that way, and you get to play whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That'd be amazing. I wish. I'm so tired of listening to like dubstep Halloween music that's not copyrighted. Just random crap.
Yeah. The one that pisses me off is that there's no way. So these two websites, I use Monster Cat and I use Soundstripe, and both of them let you link your Twitch and or YouTube accounts, right, to it, so you don't get copyright strikes. But it doesn't work for Twitter, and it doesn't work for like you can't link your Facebook either. And I stream to all four, so probably about 10 to 15 minutes in on my Facebook stream, they just straight up stop my stream. They just like, nope, you don't get to do it anymore.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yep. Getting learned about all these random fucking streaming rules and shit. It's no fun. No fun.
Last week, I think I played. I was on stream for like 2 hours, so I played like a solid 2 hours of nothing but Ghost.
Nice. Nice. You know what's weird? I'm not trying to be like a snob, like, oh, I like, you know, only the old stuff, but really for some reason I only got into Ghost maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, and they had already been around for some time. So even my fandom started much later than some of like the OG Ghost fans. I'm not the biggest fan of like their last two albums. Like it kind of all starts to blend together for me.
Yeah, their newest album, because I'm even younger of a Ghost fan than you
Right.
are. I've only just gotten into them like 5 months ago,
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
And so when their new album came out, I was super excited, and I only really like one song off of the new album.
Right.
And that's about it. Maybe two.
Yeah, because they blew up real big. I want to say like I had gotten into them, and like a year or two later, they were everywhere. You know, when your band's shirts start showing up at Hot Topic, you kind of know you've made it, right? Like, isn't
Yeah.
that kind of like a staple?
Yeah, that's mainstream at that point. I actually saw that at the Hot Topic when I went to the mall a few weeks ago, the big mall. The Ghost shirt was there. I almost got it.
So if it's this is that giant fucking mall you were talking about, right? The really big one, right?
Yep, West End, yeah.
Yeah. Does that mean that every store itself is kind of like a giant version of the stores that you would find in other malls? Like, was the Hot Topic huge?
No, they're like mall-sized stores, but there's like 800 of them.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
There's some stores that are bigger. Like I believe there's a few outlets. There's like a Volcom that's pretty big in there as well. But for the most part, yeah, the stores are mall-sized, little hole in the wall shops.
It's a little disappointing. I was imagining like a like a adventure park size Hot Topic, right?
I wish. Oh, that'd be amazing. I wish. We do have a water park though in the mall, to be fair.
That's pretty impressive.
This is absolutely gross. I love it.
That pen already charged up?
Yep, I'm already working on it.
Nice. Oh, you guys just witnessed something that's really fucking painful that's probably going to happen about 15 more times before I finish this fucking goddamn thing.
Did you stab yourself?
Oh, yeah, I totally did.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't really know what Twitch's policy is on this shit, so hold on one second here.
Get yourself good?
Yep, got myself real good. Dude, I do that shit all the fucking time, too. Oh. It's okay. I'm okay, guys. I'm okay.
Everything good?
Yeah.
Just stub your thumb?
Just taking a few minutes here to bring Goku. Yikes. Yeah, yikes. You should see me when I have to work with X-Acto blades. Oh my god. I don't even know how I have, like, puncturable flesh on my fingers anymore for all the times I've cut myself and stabbed myself. Oh my god. I just need to stop doing its thing so I can, you know, put my hand back in camera.
Just, you know, yell at it a little bit.
Good. This is called innovation right here, guys, okay? Innovation.
You are not.
There we go. Okay. Finger condom times, guys.
I used to have to do that in culinary.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Like, I was a walking finger condom dispenser.
Bam, look at that. Now I'm awesome. Oh, that's smarts. Okay. You ever have that thing where you injure yourself and it really doesn't hurt right away, but like you know it's going to tomorrow, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened when I ate it and hit my ass on the curb. I knew it was going to hurt the next day.
Oh, that's right. I'm starting to wonder how I actually stabbed my... I don't even know what happened. I'll have to watch the VOD because I stabbed my thumb with the hand that's holding the scissors. So I don't understand how that even happens.
I think you had like the point like kind of laying down a little bit and you wiped it with your thumb.
Oh, okay. All right.
It hit the tip.
Yeah, me and X-Acto blades, we go back a long time, and I've seen so many accidents, even at not just me, but just like my staff members. We use tons of utility blades and box cutters and stuff like that all the time. It's no fun. We go through so many accidents usually that we have a company that has to come, I think, is it twice a month? It's either twice a month or once a month to refill our first aid kit all the time.
They're making their money off of you guys.
Oh, yeah. So have you been doing any gaming little witchy things?
I was actually like genuinely considering buying Farming Simulator
God,
yesterday.
I thought, the way you always talk about it, I assumed you actually had it.
Don't have it. I have never. Okay, so I used to have Xbox Game Pass, and it was on the Game Pass, and I played it for a while on the Game Pass, but I don't actually like own it.
Oh, okay, gotcha,
So,
gotcha.
I have actually played it, but I don't own the actual game.
Gotcha.
But I almost bought it yesterday because the Steam Summer Sale is part of it, and I was like, oh, this would be fun. But then I realized that I haven't even beat the 3 games that I have on my Switch, or the 2 games that I have on Epic, or my time at Sandrock, or like the hundreds of other games that I own. So
yeah,
I didn't buy it.
I have to admit, one thing I really like about Steam and buying the PC games is they're pretty cheap compared to like all the console games I bought over the years, where each game is like $60. Like, admittedly, I've been buying a lot more indie games lately, but I mean, even buying Phasmo was like $11. Maybe that's part of the Steam sale. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's part of the Steam Summer Sale now.
Oh, okay.
It's like $7 right now, I think.
Oh wow, okay.
Ghost Exiles as well.
Yeah.
Almost bought that one.
Yeah, I liked it, even though I didn't beat it. I don't think we beat one of those fucking matches, but it's freaky.
It's fun to watch. I definitely sit here and I watch you guys play every single time you guys play. So it's definitely entertaining. And I'm almost out of channel points, so.
Hey, you probably had one of the biggest grouping of channel points. And that reminds me, yeah, we're coming up on next week, adding new sounds to the channel, so.
Oh, yeah. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had either Montreal or New York bagels?
Bagels?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No.
Because this is a current fight in my household, because Blood is from Montreal.
Right.
And I'm from New York. So I've had New York bagels, and as of this morning, I've had Montreal bagels. And Montreal bagels, and I will die on this hill, and I hope you can hear me, Montreal bagels suck.
I didn't know that there were... Isn't a bagel a bagel?
No, it's not. There's a huge difference. So fresh New York bagels, they're doughy, they're soft, they're nice. I love them. They're so good, and they're like thick, like a bagel should be. Montreal
Okay.
bagels are hard, skimpy, freaking cheap shit. It sucks.
Wow. You sound like you're a much larger like bagel aficionado than I am. Like I would be terrified to ever bring you a bagel. Like I'd be like, nothing I ever do is good enough. They're either skimpy or too fluffy or whatever. Like that just doesn't, that would not work.
There is never enough cream cheese. I will say that. There's never enough cream cheese on the bagel.
So there's this, I'm not even gonna claim to know what the name of the company is, but every once in a while, the people here will randomly bring in bagels, like from something, and just share it with everyone. They'll buy like, I don't know, a baker's dozen or 2 baker's dozens, whatever the case may be. And they always bring the cream cheese. And these look like some motherfucking fancy ass bagels. I don't eat during the day, so I don't ever have any of them. But I've heard the bagel debates take place even within my own staff. And I'm starting to wonder if that's not the civil war that we should really be worried about starting. Because you guys seem to really give a shit about your bagels. like this is, them's fighting words.
Yeah, for real. Like I will die on this hill. New York bagels are the best bagels on the planet. and I will fight anyone who says otherwise.
I guess if I'm ever in New York, I'll have to give them a go. Like, are
They're
you saying
so
a New
good.
York bagel from any bagel shop in New York? Is that your statement?
There are some exceptions, but for the most part, if you go to this city, any
Right.
New York City bagel will do. For the most part, there are
Okay.
some exceptions that get them at like the grocery store, and those won't do. They have to be fresh, baked in-house bagels.
Gotcha. And you're comparing to these. What kind of bagels did you get? Montreal bagels?
Yeah, we
Okay.
got Montreal bagels.
So what if a Montreal bagel maker moved to New York and set up a Montreal bagel shop in New York? What happens then?
You're gonna get burned down within the first like 12 hours. They're gonna burn the shop to the ground.
Goku says bagels are overrated, but I've never had anything more than a store-bought one in a bag. Okay, even I can tell you that you're missing out on your bagel experience if that is the only type of bagel you've had. Like, even just going into a basic Panera, I feel, and experiencing your generic Panera bagel is going to be a step above probably bagged bagel. I feel like I'm in a fucking tongue twister. Bagged bagels from a grocery store, okay? Fairly certain.
Absolutely. You need fresh, baked in-house bagels.
Yeah.
Not in a bag, not in like a grocery store, because those are like garbage. It's like gum on the bottom of my shoe bagel. No, thank you.
Shoe gum bagel. That's a new flavor they're gonna offer in Montreal, I'm telling you. I used to work in a mall for many years, and so I did get familiar with the Panera bagels, and they had, at the time, their best bagel was this like cinnamon crisp bagel. It might as well, it was like a bagel that was trans and wanted to be a donut. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, it was trying so hard to be a donut, but it was delicious.
I didn't expect that.
It was so.
Oh, that's amazing.
So what time is a bagel good for? It's a morning thing, right? It's a donut for morning. That's what a bagel is, right?
See, I will eat them. There are days where I'm just not that hungry, so I'll eat a bagel and like maybe some chips or something for dinner.
Right.
Or Blood will come home from the gym. He doesn't want much. He'll have a protein shake and a bagel with some peanut butter on it.
Right.
So they can be really for like any time, in my opinion.
Yeah, but they are more kind of your classic morning.
Yeah.
Well, I guess donuts really are too. I mean, they're generally a morning dessert.
Morning dessert.
I don't know what they are, dude. They're like chunks of sugar. Listen, here's the thing. I don't want to offend any bagels or donuts out there, because here's the thing. I like them. I particularly like donuts. They're terrible for you, but they are so goddamn delicious. So it's all right. So here's something that turned me off to bagels recently. You know, I told you sometimes people bring them in to the studio. And someone, when they buy them, you can buy like you were talking about the cream cheese, right? So they buy these, come with these deli containers of different flavored cream cheese. Probably the generic stuff you might imagine, like strawberry flavored, regular cream cheese, blueberry, you know, like different flavored cream cheese. And let me tell you something. Some twisted motherfucker brought in salmon cream cheese.
Oh, why?
I don't know, but what really confused me more than anything is what motherfucker who came up with, why did they even have salmon cream cheese available as an option to get for your bagel? Who is doing this? I don't, like, it confused me.
Yeah, that's fucking vile. Gross. No, thank you.
Goku, I can't even say that I've had them recently. But if I did have one, it would be as a snack. Yeah, probably. Although, really, depending on the bagel, some of them are big. I mean, they could be like a lunch. You might be able to have a bagel for lunch, and, you know.
New York bagels. They're huge.
Yeah. Salmon cream cheese sounds gnarly. It does sound gnarly. but you think a salmon bagel is supposed to be pretty popular? I mean, maybe. That ain't no fucking shit I've ever heard of. Like, why stop there? Caterpillar bagels next? Like, I feel like, I don't know. This is
Foot bagel.
Yeah, exactly. Or you know what? Foot gum, shoe gum bagels.
There we go. Shoe gum. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Free resource.
Yeah. Not. I'm gonna have to. This has been on my mind enough that I am going to be having the discussion with the next person who brings that shit into the studio.
The bagel?
Yeah, because we don't ever know who does it. Someone just shows up with bagels, puts them on the counter, which means I don't get to appropriately judge anybody for their decisions in life.
I don't get to put a face to a crime.
Yeah. So guys, believe it or not, we're actually getting into the most difficult trimming part. So we've already done this area, but this area, the tail, is actually the trickiest part to trim of the entire thing.
Why is it tricky?
Because of all the ridges, so you can't just go along in one direction. You have to trim one way, then you have to trim back for each scale. So, and you have to do it up and down both sides of the sculpture. So it's a giant pain in the ass. Oh my God.
I love getting like United States Army ads.
Oh, on my stream?
Yeah.
I feel like Twitch does not do a good job targeting ads. You know how like Facebook and a few other, even, what am I thinking of, Amazon maybe? They seem really good, which you would think because, you know, Amazon and Twitch are pretty much part of the same big company. But like, whenever I get stuck watching ads on Twitch, I'm like, did you even try to target this towards me? Like, did you even try?
My favorite is when I get the Garnier Fructis ads on your stream, the hair care ones. I'm like, that's not nice.
That's awesome. That's another thing. Why can't I pick who I advertise for? Wouldn't that be awesome? That'd be so fucking cool if I could just pick the companies I wanted to advertise for. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would make being like an adult only channel a lot easier. Yeah. Because you can choose just those ads instead of like family friendly ads, you know?
Yeah. I would sponsor each stream with whatever booze I'm drinking, you know? Yeah.
We actually have a s'mores liqueur here that just came out not too long ago, and I'm still trying to get my hands on a bottle.
What, is it a Canadian company?
Yeah, it's a local brew house that does it, and I'm blanking on the name. I would have to look it up, but yeah, it's a local brewery house that does it, and it sounds fucking amazing.
Man, it sounds interesting. I've never, when I was younger, I messed around. There's a company, well, how long have you been in Canada? You probably even know. You remember Burnett's?
No, I've only been here for about 4 years or so.
Oh, okay. Well, Burnett's is a pretty popular. It was I know it was available, like in Pennsylvania, which I would assume would also mean it was available in like liquor stores in New York, things like that. But they're kind of more of a cheaper like vodka, but they're kind of like Absolute vodka, where they come out with like tons of flavors, but Burnett's had even more. I mean, they literally had like cracked pepper vodka, like, you know, like all these weird flavored vodkas. And what was the one I had in college? It was something like, I think it was literally ice cream cone flavored vodka, like not the ice cream, the cone.
Just the cone.
Yeah. That's weird ass shit. Yeah.
I've seen this before. I just looked it up because I was like, maybe I have, because I just needed to see the label. I've seen this brand before.
Okay, yeah. I think it was them. I'm pretty sure it was them. I had the yeah, like ice cream cone vodka or something like that. Admittedly, I drank it, and I was like 20, so I don't remember much.
Yeah, I almost died on Smirnoff's vanilla flavored vodka.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe how quick all these what's the word I'm looking for? All these seltzer drinks took off. I don't get me wrong,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
like some of them, but I swear it was like what, a year or two ago that they kind of hit the market, and then just blam, everyone's drinking fucking White Claws and Trulies, and Bud Light's got they're coming out, and you know, just all these different shits.
It's because everybody's like golf moms now. I'm just kidding. There's nothing against it. I don't drink, so who am I to judge?
You don't ever drink?
No, I'm not a huge drinker. I just meh.
Just meh, yeah. You're just out there raw dogging life.
No, I'm more of like a smoker type person.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Yeah, I just don't like being drunk, I guess, or any like feeling like I'm not in control. So I tend not to drink because I've been to the point where I was like, I don't remember what happened last night, and I don't like that. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, obviously there's moderation, but I just don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, to each their own. I know plenty of people that are, yeah, like kind of big, you know, smokers, enjoying the THC, and they are not drinkers. They just it never caught on to them. They're never really interested in it, you know.
Mine is just mostly from like my upbringing. So
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think I would smoke way more marijuana if I ever felt that I could get away with it without having panic attacks.
See, that happened to me a couple Thanksgivings ago. I went like into panic mode because Amazon knocked on the door. So, which was fun.
You have the best experiences with your package delivery people.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. I think they're scared of me now.
I feel like that's a good place to be. A good relationship to have.
I genuinely feel like they're afraid of me now because I ordered something from Ontario and it got here like the next day, and that's kind of insane because Ontario is really far away.
Wasn't really from Ontario. They're lying to you.
They're lying because they don't want me to know where they are.
Yeah, exactly. Specifically you. They don't want you to know where they are.
Specifically just me. Nobody else, just me. I went to that artist meetup again because they meet up every Thursday.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was good. They were asking about like my style and how I paint what I do, and I was like, yeah, it's just this, and this. It's great. It's fun because I can't really explain things that well. So,
how many people are generally at this gathering? Is it like a co-op or what?
It's basically it's just on Discord. So it's a bunch of people from my city get together on Discord, save for like one or two people that are from the States. And they all join the Discord room, and there's like 6 or 7 different people all in one room. And which is quite a lot when you're not really used to that many people.
Yeah. How did you find out about the Discord?
There is an app called Meetup, I think is what it's called, and it's basically just an app that shows you different events in your area, like different meetup events. And they were on there, and I was like, yeah, sure, let me join. I'll sit there and do art and shoot shit with people. I don't mind. So yeah, that's what happened, and I joined, and they were like, hey, how are you? I was like, please don't talk to me. No, I'm just kidding.
So wait, it was an app that you found, basically a link to this particular Discord.
Yeah, they posted the link in like the description of the actual event. So they were like, here's the Discord link, just join whenever you want. The time is from here to here, and then here we send our pictures on what we were working on, and then we fuck off. So.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think that would freak me out. I think I'd rather go meet people in person than be on a Discord with like a bunch of randos.
See, I'd rather be on Discord with a bunch of randos. I don't want to meet with people face to face.
I told you guys we would hear Christmas music, and that's what we just noticed. That's what we just heard. Oh, there you go. See, yeah, just noticed the horror Nutcracker music. I'm a fan. Yeah, like, dude, I told you it was coming. Goku, I knew it is. That's why I gotta switch back over to Monster Cat for a little while, because these Soundstripe playlists are getting a little bit used. So.
I don't know why all my paintings are bald with no ears.
Maybe you should do a painting of just an ear.
Of just like a face with covered in ears.
Yeah.
And hair.
All the hair, all the ears.
Hairy ears. I'll call it Old Man.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, I'm just probably a couple years away from having to worry about trimming my ear hair, right? That's a thing that happens.
Couple years, couple days, more like.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that it's an every person thing, right? Because I see some old people and I never noticed their hairy ears, but then you see some other old people and you're like, do you have hair anywhere else, or is it just coming out of your ears?
It migrated.
Bum, 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 bum. Oh, you know, a movie, I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it. I want to see the new thing, Black Phone.
Oh, yeah, that looks so good.
It does. It's in theaters. I think it just came out this weekend, whatever. But I'll wait for it for streaming for sure. But I do want to see it.
Goku, he actually found me.
I did through I think it was Brush.
Yeah, Brush. Brush was in my stream, and yeah, he kind of came in and hung out. And then I was freaking blown away. I was like, why is this super talented person on my Twitch channel talking to me?
Yeah, you've pretty much been hanging out since the beginning. I think the only stream you haven't stopped by on for the most part was my very first stream before we had met, but pretty much since, so yeah, like 6 months now.
Yep, yeah. I live here.
Yeah, the good
I feel
news.
like you and sorry, go ahead.
Oh no. What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
I feel like you and Brush should do a co-stream.
Yeah,
that would be
I actually reached out to him a couple days ago See if I want to interview him. I want to interview Brush. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, that would be fucking amazing. He's so chaotic.
Yeah. So I sent him a message on Insta. Him and I talked a little bit on Instagram a while back. And I don't know. We'll see if, dude, he's so much bigger than I am. So it's always weird in those weird situations where, like, you don't, I just want to interview him for the sake of just interviewing him. I don't care if I get any followers. I don't give a shit about that. I just want to, because he seems like such a funny motherfucker, right? Just like such a good, genuine dude. And he is super talented. And so I just want to be like, because I haven't been able to hang out enough in his stream to catch what would likely be like the lore. You know how every streamer kind of ends up with a lore? I don't know Brush's lore. Like, what was he doing before a streamer? I think he was like a mechanic or something, maybe, but I don't know. And it's like, how did you all of a sudden start painting miniatures, you know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna like spoil just in case you guys do the interview, because I've been in Brush's stream for a while, so I know the lore.
Oh, okay.
There are two stories that you absolutely have to ask him about: his vasectomy story and his shit pant at work story. He will tell you those stories all day long.
Okay, all right. That's what I'm talking about. That's some good lore stuff. Goku, more interviews. Yeah, I did the one interview. I did an interview with Little Witchy Things. If you go on my, well, you were Artist Kitten at the time, but if you go on YouTube, it's still up. You can go check it out. I think, unfortunately, Twitch only lets me hang around my VODs for like, what, 10 days or something like that? It's not very long.
Yeah.
But all the stuff is permanently up on YouTube. So you can go check out that. I also did Festus Forge. I'm lining one up with Turtle Forge, and I also reached out to CNOT Bush. I don't know if that one's gonna work out. He seems really busy all the fucking time. So, him and Brush actually.
I forget what the photographer's name was, but that was such a good interview. That was so like really interesting.
Greg, he's a cool cat.
Yeah.
And I've done a couple of co-streams with Kyle. Him and I are trying to schedule another one. We got him and I. We debate a lot. We didn't really do it on that stream, but we do it every day at like work. And so him and I are trying to come up with like a topic where we actually both really disagree, and then just have a whole stream where we just chew each other out. That's like. The problem is we mostly agree on almost everything, but there's going to be something that we disagree on, you know?
Yeah.
You have to browse the YouTube catalog later. I completely understand. Honestly, I've been working on another video. So I've been taking my streams and then editing them into YouTube videos. And I've been working on this one from past streams for like a month and a half. I just don't have the time to do a lot with it, but that's where the goal is to get it where you just stream a bunch and then make a bunch of little YouTube videos off of it. So hopefully I'll be posting that in the next like week or so. Witchy Things, is today one of your days off?
It is. I'm back to work tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And then I have half day Monday because my stepson is graduating and he's got a moving up ceremony, so I will be going to that. And then after that, I have a super busy week, which is always fun. So I don't think I'll be able to stream this week.
Yeah, it sounds a little hectic to say the least.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. Not looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, guys, I don't know how many more streams I'll be doing with the Snake Lady sculpture. It's pretty much at a stage where I think I need to work on it off stream. So we're going to be starting some new projects and getting back to the Armsy sculpture moving forward. maybe one more stream with the snake lady, and then that's it.
My son actually did like try to eat the Play-Doh yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, because it tastes good. Okay.
He put it in his mouth, decided he didn't like how it tasted, and then just went back to playing with it.
Gotcha. Did you guys get him like a big Play-Doh set or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was trying to make his fork, because I gave him like a play fork and spoon to like stab it with, because I wanted to show him how to stab things, you know. Yeah, so I gave him like a play fork and spoon, and he was trying to make them stand up in the Play-Doh, and I was like showing him how to do it. It was really cute.
But then he was like, "Oh, fork and spoon! I must be able to eat this."
Yeah, pretty much. Because I had him in his like high chair, so he didn't get it on my carpet. So he was like, "Oh, food!" And then yeah, no, he didn't like the flavor.
They've come out with so much cool shit for Play-Doh. Man, back in the day, they just had the Play-Doh, for me, they just had Play-Doh containers. But now they have whole, like, Play-Doh mold sets and, like, ways to, like, cut and manipulate the Play-Doh with, like, little, what are they called? Fucking extruders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like a. I remember I used to have the Play-Doh salon set where you used to push the people down and the Play-Doh came out like hair and you could cut the hair. It was really cool.
Just totally not, stereotyping, trying to get you to do something later in life.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll either cut hair or people.
Yeah,
whichever.
exactly.
What was your favorite toy growing up?
Ooh, that's a good question. So when I was real young, my parents, I saw the original Jurassic, a little bit of backstory. I saw the original Jurassic Park in theaters probably like 16 times when I was a kid. It was my jam. I was a little boy. Dinosaurs, right? Natural connection.
Of course,
and
yep.
So that following Christmas, my parents just bought me literally all the Jurassic Park toys that had come out. Like, and at the time, it wasn't that many. It was like maybe 6 or 7, or whatever toys that they had released that were the Jurassic Park toys. But then those toys took off, and of course more movies came out. So within a year, 2 years, 3 years, I literally ended up having like the Jurassic Park compound, the Jurassic Park Jeeps, the Jurassic Park dinosaurs with dino damage and all this other shit. So I would say my Jurassic Park toy collection was probably the toy grouping that got the most play, with second place probably being my Ninja Turtles action figures.
Nice.
What about you?
I was one of those like spoiled little shit kids that had a bunch of toys. So, but my favorite toy that I can think of would be my blow pens. I loved my blow pens.
Is a blow pen basically like a manual airbrush?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Basically a light-headed airbrush is what it was.
Gotcha. God, I remember that term blow pen. I just can't visualize what they looked like.
Okay, so they were basically like a plastic tube with a mouthpiece at the very top, and you would put the marker in the clear plastic tube, and the plastic tube had like a hole in the bottom, so it basically like you blew into the mouthpiece at the top of the marker and it would like blow out of the bottom of the tube.
Were there like different tips and shit or no?
No, just different colors.
Oh,
and it had
okay.
like stencils, and it was really cool. I liked it. It gave like a tie-dye kind of effect. It looked like crap, but I loved them.
Yeah, I remember the term blow pen, but I mean, it sounds like fun. I kind of pictured you as a Polly Pocket fan.
I wasn't any kind of like doll fan. I didn't like dolls. I didn't like Barbie. I hated like Barbie doll and stuff like that.
Right,
so I wasn't
right.
a huge. I was an outdoors and art kid. So any kind of outdoor activity or art activity, those were my favorites.
Gotcha.
I was one of those, like, not like other girls.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we went through, let's see, what toy crazes did I go through? I went through the Pog craze. Yo, what up, Carol Phillips? How's it going? Giving you a lurk while I lurk and work. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, it's a creepy Chestburster. Just trimming it up right now. Goku. I don't know you, but welcome. Carol Phillips is good people. What was I saying? Oh, the Pogs. Pogs were the shit.
Oh, fuck yeah, Pogs.
The slammers, of course, are really what mattered, right? But not so much, yeah. I feel like yo-yos have kind of come and gone as fads as for like toys. But I definitely, I collected the brain and the butterfly yo-yos and things like that. But
yeah.
But that was even later, I would say. That was like right around the time I would have been getting out of toys, I would say. And more into video games.
Yeah, the one thing I loved to watch but could never get the hang of? It was hacky sacks.
Yeah, I actually am right there with you because hacky sacks came in so many different styles, like they were cool just to look at. And then seeing people who are actually good at it. Yeah, I don't have what it would be foot-eye coordination good enough for that shit.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
And I didn't have friends, so
you didn't have you were no friends at all.
Okay, so correction, I had friends, but like they were one of those. I don't know if you know these type of people, but they only hung out with me because I was around those kind of people for convenience. Yeah. So after school was over with, they never wanted to like come over to my house or anything like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I get that.
Blood just said that's why he married me. Because of convenience.
Lurk away, Carol. Lurk away. It's how I spend half of my time watching people is when I'm lurking.
Yeah, me too. I'll come in and say like random shit and then I'll just leave.
Yeah, so I was also, what was it? I was homeschooled from 6th grade up, so I maintained the friends that I had in 6th grade. Like I had 3 or 4, and then basically worked my ass off to maintain those friendships for what would have been like the remainder of the schooling years. And actually 2 of them I'm still close friends with even today. So that was a bitch, but I was like almost like an annoying girlfriend, I'm sure, if you ask them. Like, yeah.
I love that. I love picturing that.
My buddy would, he would get home from school and the phone would ring. And it was me calling. This would happen, if not daily, every other day. I would perfect it so that when I called, he was literally walking in the door from school.
So what you doing?
How was school? Yeah. Yep. So that's...
Okay, so you used to work at Spencer's, right?
Yeah.
What is your absolute favorite story from working at Spencer's?
There's a lot of... I no shit. I would go back and work at Spencer's today if it was worth... If I could make what I make now working at Spencer's, I would. Like...
Really?
Yeah, what's funny is I don't really like people, but I loved working at Spencer's. I liked the opportunity of meeting customers. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of terrible experiences, right? With terrible shithead customers, I'm sure you can relate.
Yes. Yeah.
But on the whole, generally everyone was... If you came into Spencer's, you were probably pretty cool. You weren't a terrible person because you wouldn't walk into that store if you weren't at least a little intrigued, right? So,
right, yeah.
But, best story. How about I tell you a story that hypothetically someone else was involved with? Wink,
Okay.
wink, wink, wink,
Yeah, we can do
nudge,
that.
nudge. Okay, okay, all right. Um, this person on their last day working for the store, um, had decided that he wanted to have a great time for his last day.
Okay.
So what he did, and he happened to be scheduled with like all of his closest work friends. So what he did before his shift was went out and bought like 3 packs of beer and proceeded to fill up the bathroom sink in the back room with ice and put all the beer in there. And then also decided why hide it and just started drinking on the sales floor. Okay. Now I only know this because this person was a very close friend of mine and he has shared his inner thoughts with me. Okay.
Right. Of course. Of course.
Yes. And on top of which he realized, that despite the fact that he had enjoyed his time working there, that it would only be fair to celebrate his existence at the store with a bang and start giving 100% discounts for every person that came up and rung up for the entire day.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So instead of, like say, a thief might take a product and walk out the store, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then that would fuck with SKUs, that would fuck with the inventory, right?
Right.
So his idea was to be kind to the company and not mess up their inventory. He would still ring them up, but just give 100% discounts to every person that came up, and authorized his staff to do so as well.
Sounds like a pretty dope person.
Yeah. And then he just got drunk and gave a bunch of people free shit for an 8-hour shift. Literally.
So anyway, what Spencer's was this again?
I don't know which one it was. He worked at a few, up and down. So yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. So now obviously that's not my favorite Spencer story, but it is a favorite Spencer story I've heard of.
Sounds like a dope story.
Yeah. My favorite one would definitely be we used to race vibrators. So interesting thing, back in the day before Spencer's actually it might still work today, I don't know, but in their old look, because they have a new look now, there used to be tile, like the floor was tile, so there would be grout lines, and Spencer's used to sell a wide variety of just like those really generic, kind of like a vampire spear shaped vibrators. You know what I'm talking about? But like variable sizes, they take AA's, they take D's, whatever, right? And what's interesting, if you put them in grout lines and you turn them on, they actually travel down the grout line, right? So we would take them and we would line them up on different grout lines, have them all start at the same spot, turn them on, and see which one would go for the furthest and the fastest. Okay. Funny thing, it was always the smallest one. I think it's because the bigger ones were too heavy, too much battery, right? Too much like whatever, too much weight. The little ones were creepy fast. Like you wouldn't believe how fast the little vibrators would just like truck down that fucking grout line. Okay, like it was good times.
I can just imagine like a customer coming in saying like, I need a recommendation. It's like, well, I can tell you which one is the fastest.
Yes, exactly. That I promise you happened. Yes. Retrospectively, I was a really terrible employee. I realize this now, but I promise you that every customer had these strange, had the best experience with us. I promise you that. You want to know the craziest shit that I learned at Spencer's, though?
Yeah.
Okay, here's something that still to this day, I've heard one person explain to me when I brought it up, and I'm not sold on the idea. Okay, so Spencer's, I still think to this day one of the products they sell is the life-size Chucky dolls. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I have one.
Right. They also sold the Bride of Chucky doll. That's the Tiffany or whatever.
Yep.
So, the only people that ever wanted to see the Chucky dolls because we always kept, unless it was Halloween, they were always kind of kept up on the top shelf. You'd have to actually ask to have someone come and like grab it and pull it down, give it to you, you know?
Right.
At least they did in our stores, were Hispanic people. Like, I'm not even saying, when I say every person that ever asked me to get one down to look at was a Hispanic person.
Right, yep.
Okay. And they were also the ones that were most afraid of them. Okay.
Well, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, why do you think that makes sense?
Because a lot of people are intrigued by the things that they fear the most. So, like, do you want to see the spider, you know? Like this fake pretend spider, because it's not real, but it's still like it scares you, but you know it's not real. So it gives that like creepy factor of like,
right, but why is it only Hispanic people?
That I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
No idea.
Okay, now this is what I heard. Someone tried to explain to me. They didn't give me a ton of details, but apparently there is not a lack of like stories that parents would tell their children in Hispanic like culture, okay, that involved like possessed dolls or things like that. So the idea of Chucky is particularly terrifying to that culture.
Yes.
So it's both something that's particularly fascinates them, kind of like you said, but also terrifies them. It was the weirdest thing. I still to this day can like it's the strangest experience in the years that I worked there, that it was always Hispanic people that wanted to see the dolls. And I don't know if someone ever wants to give me a more detailed explanation for it, I'll hear them out.
I personally cannot, just because I'm not from a Hispanic household, so I don't know.
Yeah, so it still boggles me and my buddy who used to work together there, because he obviously had the same experience. But yeah, Spencer's was a trip. We used to get in feuds with Hot Topic all the time.
Yeah, I remember you telling that one. Yeah.
What about you? Where was your favorite place you ever worked?
My favorite place I ever worked has got to be a tattoo parlor in upstate New York. I used to be the bookkeeper / cleaning person. So I cleaned the shop, I cleaned up after the artists, I would book the appointments, I would answer the phones, greet the people who came in, stuff like that. And that was my favorite. The cleaning part kind of sucked because everything kind of required a lot of upkeep, just to keep everything sanitary and clean and make sure nobody got infections and stuff like that.
Right.
But the fucking people that would come into this goddamn tattoo parlor, because it was right next door to a bar, was so much fun. So much fun.
How long did you work there?
I worked there I turned 18 in December, so I worked from December until, I want to say June.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
June of that year. So, a couple of months.
I could imagine working at a tattoo shop could be a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I got a tattoo for free because that was my pay. They didn't really pay me in money, but they paid me in tattoos. So my one tattoo was free, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. The only thing that used to drive me nuts is the teenage kids that would come in off the street just to look at the jewelry, because we were also a piercing place as well. And so we had these big jewelry cases out in front of the shop, and the back part was where the artists and everybody was. So they would come in to look at all the jewelry that we had and all the display stuff that we had, because the person who owned the shop was a huge history buff. So he had a lot of like memorabilia of like World War II. So they would come in, they would look at all of that. And yeah, it was really cool working there. It's just, they would drive me nuts because they would put their hands all over the glass and I would eventually have to clean it inevitably.
Wow. Yeah, as you know, Spencer's and Hot Topic always sold body jewelry.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Spencer's was, other than Claire's, the only other like store in a mall you could go to and get your ears pierced.
You could get your ears pierced at Spencer's?
Yes, and I had to do it. It's fucking terrifying. First of all, it's not the way you should be getting your ears pierced, like at all, right? Right? Like it gets better. We also offered nose piercings with the same method, with a gun.
I love that.
with a gun in your nostril or whatever. And so we had to get everyone had to get trained on it. If you were key holder, that was basically when you became a piercer. And it made me cringe because I had already had a bunch of piercings by that point, and even my ear piercings, all that stuff was always done at a piercing shop with like a needle versus a gun. And the gun stuff is so cringe. The gun piercings are so cringe. The nose ones didn't work half the time. Like,
yeah, because you're going through like a really thick part of the body.
Yeah, with a fucking plastic gun made out of, I don't even know, like, I swear it was made out of like fucking pasta. Like, it felt like it was that fragile. But yeah, I hated that shit. We did it one time. I remember it was my first 2 weeks there, and they were doing training, and one of the other guys, kind of the class clown of the employees, was like, "Hey, just do it to me, bro. I'll do it." So we sat him up, and I had this experience when I got my septum done, but it was crazy to see it happen to him. We did it, and his was one of the ones that didn't work on. Like, it went in, but it didn't go through, right? And so his eyes. You have nose piercings, right?
I've had nose piercings.
Oh, okay, all right. Did you ever have that where your eyes just shoot out water? Not crying, not crying because it hurts, but the crying because it's like it's like a nerve ending or something where it just forces water out of your eyes. Like, that literally happened to him when I plunged it. It literally, like, it didn't actually squirt out of his eyes, but the amount of water that came out immediately was almost terrifying.
Like it broke something.
Yeah, exactly. It was like I turned a faucet on his eyes. So yeah, no. I can see. I have a friend who owns 2 tattoo shops that are also piercing shops. One in San Diego and one in Chicago. And he has shared with me some pretty nutty stories, even just about the fact of how like cutthroat the whole tattoo industry is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which is, just to me, is pretty nuts. So
yeah, because we had 2 shops in town. We had the shop that I worked at, and then we had a different shop that had just opened up like a couple of months before I started working at the other one.
Right.
And every time somebody came in with a tattoo from the other place, my shop, they wouldn't like sit there and talk trash about them or say like terrible things about them. They would just tell you, yeah, you probably shouldn't go to that one. For good reason. Like, they were for very good reason. But yeah, it's pretty cutthroat. And like the people that I don't want to talk like really bad about the people that I worked with, but one of the people that I worked with was an absolute creep. Like
an artist? Like one of the tattoo artists?
Yeah, one of the artists, like, he basically like kidnapped me one night.
What?
Yeah, so it was cold. It was the middle of winter. It was New York. I didn't want to walk like 20 minutes back home in the dark. So I was like, ugh, I don't want to walk home. He was like, oh, no problem. I'm going that way. I can bring you home. And I was hesitant because this person has already like weirded me out already. But I was like, you know what? It's cold. Yeah, sure. So instead of bringing me home, he brings me out to dinner on a date.
Like wait, with yourself? Like, he's like, you're going on a date with me.
Like, yeah, like I was all ready to just go home, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. And instead of turning, because you would have to turn left to get to my house. Instead, he made a right, and I was like, fuck. So he was like, oh, I hope you don't mind, but we're gonna go out on a dinner date, just the 2 of us. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's not absolutely fucking terrifying. Wow. Yeah. Well, was the food good? Like, I don't know what to say.
I was so scared I didn't eat anything. He brought me to this like little hole in the wall burrito place that had just opened up because places were constantly opening and closing in my small little shit town. So it was just a burrito place, and I was so goddamn scared that I didn't eat anything. And he kept asking, he's like, you want something? You want to eat something? You want food? I was like, no, I want to go home.
Damn. Yeah, I'm guessing you didn't let him bring you home again ever.
Absolutely not. Like, he he would offer over and over again. And then eventually I was like, look, dude, I was super uncomfortable the other night, and I don't want to be driven home by you ever again.
Can't say I blame you.
I was, and like, ugh, it was so creepy. I hated it. And eventually, like, he moved to, because the shop owner owned 2 shops. He owned the one that I worked at, and then he owned another one that was on, like, the other side of town. And he moved that artist to the other shop on the other side of town. I was like, thank God.
So you don't have to deal with him anymore. That's nice.
Yeah. I was like, thank God. I don't want to see this person.
Why'd you end up leaving the tattoo place?
The person who knew my mom was the shop owner. He was a very good friend of my mom's, and he told my mom a bit of a story about me that wasn't true at all, but he was just playing with her, and she didn't get the memo. And I got a text from her that day saying, like, is there something we need to talk about? And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I got home, and she's like, oh, so and so told me this. And I was like, that's absolutely not true. She was like, well, you're not allowed to work at that shop anymore then. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. That's a bummer.
Yeah, so, but I was like trying to keep the peace, so I was like, you know what, whatever, it's fine, I don't care. I'll get a different job.
What was the next job you landed?
My next job was at the military, so I joined the National Guard.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, I was in the National Guard for a little while, and then I got home because they discharged me, and then I worked at stay-at-home mom.
Right, exactly. Stay-at-home mom LLC. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I worked at UPS, which is fun. I like that place a lot.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What were you doing at UPS?
I was a small sorter, so basically you have these big walls of bins, and everybody's mail goes into the different bins depending on where they live, and then you open the bin, you put everything into a bag, you print out a special label for that bag for that location, and then you send them on the conveyor belt. So I was the person who put everything into the bags, put the label on the bags, and sent them on their way. It was a lot of fun. It was cake work.
I think you and I have very different definitions of fun, because that does not sound like fun.
As far as like a job goes, like a job that you could get with like no experience, it wasn't that bad.
Okay. I think the worst job I ever had was working at a factory.
What did you do?
Worked for a company called Hayworth, I think is the name of the corporation. So Michigan, I don't know if you probably don't know this. Michigan's really well known for the company Steelcase. I don't know if you've ever heard of that company. It's an office furniture. They supply the world with like office furniture. Big company. Like chairs and shit like that. And Hayworth was somehow related. I don't know how, if they were a competitor or whatever. So long story short, too late. I was on an assembly line daily. It would change what position I had, but it was assembling basically office chairs and the different parts of office chairs. So I never got to actually be a part of like the final assembly where you'd actually look like a fucking office chair. I was either like putting wheels on the bottom part or assembling like the mechanic part that raises and lowers the chair or whatever. It was, oh my God, that was such a shit job. Like it was so terrible. But I honestly did it for a while. And you know what's interesting is it wasn't bad money. Like for the time, this would have been oh wow, yeah. 15 years ago, probably 15, 20 years ago. I don't know. And for the time, I mean, I was making at age like 18 or something like that. I was making like $20 an hour. And that that was after I was working for something called Manpower, which is like a temp agency. So, you know, they're taking their cut, right? So whatever amount I would have been making if I had gotten hired on would have been probably significantly more than that. So the money was technically good. And because there was a ton of overtime allowed and shit, I just fucking hated it. I'm going to literally murder myself. I ended up getting fired because I told them I had to take some time off for a Tool concert. And I gave them plenty of notice, and they didn't approve it. and I said, "Fuck you." Just didn't show up. That I didn't show up the next day, and they were like, they called her like, "You're gone." I'm like, "Well, you know what? I gave you notice just because you wanted to be assholes. I don't care." So
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you on that one. I'd be like, no, I told you like months in advance.
Yep. But at the time, and even still to this day, there's so many people hard up for good factory jobs. It sounds weird to say good and factory jobs in the same term, in the same like phrase, but some of them do pay really well. So
Yeah, they pay really well. It's just the factory work itself is kind of daunting.
Yeah.
Not fun.
And that was, I mean, pretty much the dream job for a long time of anyone in the Midwest was to land yourself a good factory job, work there for 30, 40 years, retire with a pension, you know, and that was the dream until, you know, basically all the factory jobs no longer existed. So
yeah. See, we in New York, we are huge into union jobs, like pipe fitters and stuff like that. So that's the dream in New York, is to land like a union job.
I can totally see that.
That's what my ex did. He's a union worker, plumber and steam fitter.
I don't notice. I know these terms. I just don't know what it actually, like, what the job even actually means. Like, you know what I mean? Like, pipe fitter. That why do I have a feeling that that doesn't actually, the job has nothing to do with like what it sounds like it would be, right? You know what I mean?
Believe it or not, it's actually like literally a pipe fitter. You put pipe in buildings.
What? Like, okay, like laying pipe in buildings.
Yeah. Big industrial buildings, not like residential, but like big industrial buildings. Like he was working on a Fayet yogurt factory.
Oh, okay.
For the yogurt factory.
Okay.
It's quite literal.
It's quite, I guess. Okay, all right, yeah. The more you know.
It's not interesting. It's just literal.
Well, I'm guessing, though, the same kind of dream, though, right? Like, you do it for 30, 40 years, you retire with your union benefits and all that fun jazz.
Yeah, exactly. You basically retire, you get pension, you get benefits, and all the fun stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, I met this guy. So I worked at that that factory for almost 3 months, honestly. But there was this dude there. He was hired on. He was like one of the long timers, you know, older dude. And that motherfucker had, so the factory had like its own gym that all the employees, if you were hired on, you could utilize the gym, and it was like a full service gym. And they had he had built up through his years working there something like 8 weeks of vacay every year that he could just take. Yeah, he'd been there for like 30 years or something like that. Like, he was close to retiring. The sad part is the factory shut down. Like, it was only up and running for maybe another 2 years after I was fired, I think. Maybe. It was like right around where like all the factories were leaving, so hopefully got his fucking money.
Hopefully they paid him out.
Yeah. But yeah, Michigan was always known for the auto industry is what kind of made all the factory jobs really popular, especially in Detroit.
Yeah. I just watched an episode of Mystery of the Abandoned, and they had a building for auto assembly that was in Detroit on there.
I don't know what show that is, but that is interesting because there are a ton of abandoned buildings in Detroit, and some of them are some of the coolest fucking places. Like, there's one where there's a fucking like tree growing. I think it's an abandoned library.
Ooh.
Where there's like a tree growing through the center of the lobby, and like vines and shit like that growing all over. But
yeah, Mystery of the Abandoned is basically like a show they go around the world and they document and they show different like abandoned buildings, and they do this whole mystery thing. It's like, what could it have been used for? And then at the end of the segment they'll reveal what it was and what it was used for, and like all of the history, and show like footage if they have it of the different buildings of them being in use. And
like at the time.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Is this like Netflix or something?
Discovery, I think. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, it looks like Discovery.
See if I can find it. We have no, we don't do like the cable thing, but we have like all of the streaming services. So I feel like I should be able to secretly, you know, find it somehow.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's really cool. I recommend giving it a watch. It's not like spooky or anything like that. They don't talk about like it being haunted, but it's just like the history of the sites.
Yeah, if you ever walk through an abandoned building, though, it might as well be fucking haunted. Those things are terrifying. I've walked through a few abandoned factories, and where I went to college, which was in Pennsylvania, it was this, interestingly enough, an old steel town. Actually, have you ever seen the movie RoboCop?
Which one?
The original RoboCop.
Yes.
Okay, at the very end, where RoboCop kills Clarence Bodiger, he's like, you know, it's in an abandoned steel factory. That steel factory was the town I went to school in. Like, and the town pretty much looked like that steel factory. like it was literally like this just. Yeah, much love for Menneson, Pennsylvania here, guys, but it was a shithole town. Anyone who knows this, okay? Anyhow, and on my street alone, the street so they basically, the school had bought up a couple of houses and then remodeled them to basically be like 6-person dorms. So they're these old kind of Victorian-style houses where they would transform them into like community housing for the students. So it was a normal residential street, so maybe 20-30 houses on the street, and I'd say half of them were straight up abandoned. Like, we would get drunk and go just like walk through these abandoned houses at night, and I mean, they're ancient houses, East Coast houses, you know what I'm talking about. They were all built in like it could be in the 30s, you know.
Yeah.
Some of the houses were like, if they were in good condition, would probably be entirely gorgeous, right? And God, dude, yeah, it doesn't matter. The best abandoned building in creepy night settings is still fucking haunted. Like, you just know it is. It has to be.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we had a hospital called Leonard Hospital where I lived, and it was basically like just a hospital, and it was only built for 10 years, and it was only up and running for 10 years, and then they just abandoned it, and it's no longer in use, and now it's just like a crack den.
Damn.
So that's what it's haunted by, is just
it's haunted by crack.
It's crack and meth. The one place I want to go is Penhurst Asylum, though.
I've heard of that. Where's that one at?
Penhurst, where is that one? That one is in Spring City, somewhere, Pennsylvania.
It is Pennsylvania. Okay. I think I knew some people when I was in school there that took the journey over there to check that out. Pennsylvania's a big fucking state and has got a lot of weird fucking places to visit.
Yeah, it's definitely really cool. I want to go there one day if I can convince Blood. That and Salem, Massachusetts.
I feel like that one would be a little bit of a closer journey, no? You'd probably have to fly either way, right? Like,
yeah, I have to fly.
Yeah.
It would have been if I was still in New York. It would have been super easy to go there. I think it's only like a 3-hour trip.
I don't think there's any places that are my like super to do or like visit places. I only really had one, and I've already been there, which was Tombstone.
Oh, yeah.
And that place was kind of, it's so touristy, trappy now that it's not even, it's not, I was hoping like an old West town, right? And it was, but everything is so clean and perfectly painted and everything that it doesn't feel old at all. Like, it just feels like you're in an amusement park, pretty much.
It's too mainstream now. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's way too mainstream, man. Yep. Okay, actually, I take this back. I have seriously looked into taking, like, trying to go to Antarctica. Okay.
Why?
All right, so check this out. If you look it up, there's videos. You should go down the rabbit hole. You'll never want to go because you're afraid of the cold. I understand that, okay?
Yeah, terrified.
But I love the cold, okay? So if you look up, there is no outpost at the furthest south point of the world, okay? But there is an outpost that's like, it's like 100 miles away or something. So it's basically an outpost that's the closest thing to the bottom of the earth, right?
Yeah.
It might be further. I don't take my word on it. I don't remember, but it's very close to the bottom of the earth, okay? and it's Antarctica, if memory serves me, it's not owned by any country, okay? So no country owns the rights to Antarctica. So all of the stations, like there'll be Russian stations, Norwegian stations, United States stations, and then there's stations where it's like all the countries send their scientists there. So it's not owned by one, nation or another. And so and the science that goes into the living standards at these outposts is insane, because the average day there is something like negative 50 degrees.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And to get to these, I think the way I looked it up, and to go, you have to get permission from the UN, the United Nations. They don't let civilians go. Well, I guess they have under their, media passes and things like that. But I feel if I pushed hard enough and had enough money, I could find a way to do this, okay? But the reason is because of how dangerous it is just to go there. There's one main hub that's right on the border of Antarctica, like near the ocean, where you have to fly to. And I think the only flights that go there are from Australia. So you have to go to Australia first, which from San Diego was a 17-hour flight. So you go to Australia, and then you leave from a flight there to basically the edge of Antarctica, which is like another 20-hour flight, right? And It's a very small, it's literally just a hub there for basically an airstrip. Then from there, you have a one-way experience, to get to this station, right? Meaning, if you get on the plane, it can't turn back; it has to go. And it literally only has enough fuel to make it there. It has to refuel once it's there. So there's literally a point where the plane can't go back. So if something were to happen, you're fucked. You have to keep going. And when you land, they try to keep a doctor around, but there's not always a doctor on the station. So when you're there, if something were to happen to you while you're there, you absolutely will die. There's no way to get you to emergency, right? And so I don't know if you've ever seen these pictures, but apparently one of the fun things that you can, so if you look up, there's Twitters for these stations where people go and they'll post pictures of their experiences while they're there. And most of them are scientists, but they'll do this thing where they put on their snowsuit and shit. They'll take their ramen noodles out of the microwave, walk outside, and literally lift up the noodles with the spoon as soon as they're outside, and it immediately freezes their ramen. Oh. And you see these pictures, and it literally looks like an alien world. Okay, just the how long the nights are, how long the days are, You look out and it just looks fucking gorgeous. I want to go where there's no fucking people, little witchy things, okay? Like the furthest possible place away from all the fucking people, I think would be such a wild, it's the closest thing to going to outer space without going to outer space.
Yeah.
You walk outside without your shit on and you die if you're not careful, right? Like that's, it's space. So.
I don't know, man. This doesn't sound like a dream destination. You're not selling it to me.
Look up pictures. It's awesome. Okay, I'm telling you, it's beautiful. The tundra and all that. Hey, and you just wear a bunch of clothes, you know? There won't be any roller skating, obviously. They, you know, but they have rec rooms.
I would just die, honestly. I'd just be like, you know what? Just leave me here. It's fine. I'm dead.
Every day I would just be memeing like the Thing memes all the time. You know?
Yeah. Such a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This doesn't sound like a dream destination to me.
Okay, where would you want to go other than haunted places outside of the outside of North America?
Outside of North America, where would I want to go? I don't know. There's not a whole lot of places that I'm like keen to jump for.
Would you go to outer space if they started offering like civilian trips?
Oh, I'd go like yesterday.
Really? You'll go to outer space, but you won't go to Antarctica. What? What the fuck?
There's space there.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
There's space and shit. I would go see space. No, I wouldn't go to Antarctica though. I'd be like, nah, because I want to float.
You want to float?
I can't float in Antarctica.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. You can't float.
They can float.
Okay, well, all right. Let me ask you this. If they set up subnautics, like substations in the Mariana Trench, would you vacation to those?
All day.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah,
You'd go to the bottom of the deepest part of the fucking ocean, like James Cameron Titanic style, and just hang out down there, but go to Antarctica? That's the bridge? That's the bridge too far? Oh my God. I can't even trust you anymore. I can't. Oh yeah, I'd go to outer space where there's fucking aliens and shit. Oh yeah, I'll go down below where there's megalodons that'll eat me alive. But get me into the smallest cold temperature, and nope, that's a bridge too far. Okay, all right.
I don't want to go where it's cold.
Insane.
Because I want to go down to the trench, because if there is something down there and it's discoverable, then I would want to be the one to discover it. I would want to like find the megalodon and be like, that's a megalodon. It's real.
Yeah, and they're gonna name it after you because it ate your ass.
Exactly. Like, fucking, it would just witchy eater. That's exactly what it would be.
Well, you could find an abominable snowman in the Antarctic.
Yeah, but like when I'm down in space, when I'm like in space or I'm like under the ocean, I'm in a bunker. Like I'm in a building where they can't fuck with me. If I'm just out in the tundra and I find an abominable snowman, they're gonna peel me open like a hot pocket. I'm screwed.
Oh, you know what? Fine. Take your outer space vacations and your underwater explorations, whatever. I'll be chilling with my hot cocoa in Antarctica.
You have fun with your
I will.
Antarctic
I will.
temperatures. I love the ocean, okay?
I think you're fucking crazy. I've never put more than a foot into the ocean.
Me neither. I will never like swim in the ocean ever.
What the fuck? But you'll visit a fucking underwater fortress under the ocean?
Yes. Because you're not swimming, you're not out in the open, you're not like exposed or anything. So like,
yeah, just ocean pressures that could crush your skull in like half a second. You know,
yeah,
just that.
Fine.
Okay. Wow.
Exactly. Like nobody would be like peeling me open like an egg trying to get to me. You know, I'd be in a building. It's fine.
You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? Like I'm just that's nutty. It's just nutty. Yeah, no, really, I wouldn't go. I think the submarine trip down would be kind of maybe cool, but I'm pretty sure I'd have a panic attack like halfway down.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
You do realize when you come back from your vacay, right? That you're gonna have to sit inside a decompression chamber for like a week.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have to be bothered by anybody. People would leave me alone. Just give me food and television, and I'd be happy. It's like a vacation after a vacation.
I mean, I guess you'd have to plan it with your vacation time. Okay, that would happen. Yeah.
I'd have to decompress if I went to Penhurst, too. Fucking place is scary.
That's probably true. Or you might just get possessed and all your troubles will be over.
True.
Or, well, new ones would start, but...
Yeah, that's somebody else's problem.
Have you ever seen a ghost? Little witchy things?
I have, actually. Fun story. I have.
Okay, I should tell you that I've never witnessed a ghost, therefore I do not believe in them. But tell me your story.
That's fine. So basically, I was walking home one night, and there was a bunch of snow on the ground, and I used to live at the top of this very big hill. And so I was walking up this big hill to get to my house, and you would have to turn to walk across the lawn to get to my house.
Okay.
And as I'm walking and I turn to go across the lawn, this snow is completely brand new, so it's untouched. There's not a footprint in it. And I look over and I see a shadow of like a person, and they're standing like in my yard. And there's nobody there. Like, I'm looking around trying to see who the fuck the shadow is being cast by. There's no one there. And I look at it, and I look up, and then I look back down at the ground, and the shadow's gone. So, needless to say, I ran into my house screaming.
How old were you?
I was probably like 15, I think, at the time.
That's just that's called puberty, okay?
Yeah, I'm just seeing random people. It's fun. It's psychosis. We all go through it.
Okay, all right. That's why you're afraid of snow. This tracks. The truth comes out, okay? We know what's going on.
Shitting myself because it's snowing outside.
Yeah. No, I want to see a ghost at some point. I want to believe, okay? I'm like, I forget what the tagline for X-Files is, but I want to believe. I just have no reason to believe.
Yeah, and I get that. Like, I used to be somebody who was like, there may be ghosts, there may not be ghosts, who knows? Everything that I've seen isn't real because it's like fake documentary shit on YouTube that I've seen.
Right.
But like that day I was like, there's like someone in front of me and I can't see them and I don't know who they are because they are casting a shadow and I see the shadow. It's clear as day, but I can't see the person. So I'm shitting myself basically. That day like solidified, like they're real.
Was that your only experience with the paranormal?
That wasn't my only experience. The other experience that I had wasn't technically my experience. It was my mother's, but I was involved and I was like a baby. So it's she tells me the story constantly.
Okay, well now I have to hear the story. What's the story?
Okay, so basically the story goes, my great aunt ended up passing away just before I was born. She was super excited to meet me. She was close friends with my mom, but she ended up passing away before I was born. And I think a few days after I was born, I was upstairs in my cradle, or my crib, or whatever you want to call it, and my mom heard footsteps going from the kitchen to the upstairs.
Okay.
And so she got up because she thought somebody might have been in the apartment. And so she got up really quick, went around, nobody was there. But she could still hear footsteps going up the stairs, but she couldn't see who it was. She thought it was maybe my sister. So she followed the footsteps, hoping to maybe see my sister or someone at the top of the stairs, and there was nobody there.
Right.
And then she heard footsteps go into my room because we had tile floors.
And you were a baby,
So,
like a very, like
yeah,
newborn.
I was only like a few days old.
Okay.
Yeah. And so she heard footsteps go into my room. So, of course, my mom panics and runs up the stairs and runs into my room. I'm dead asleep. I'm passed out. And there's nothing disturbed or anything like that. And then my mom said she felt something cold brush past her shoulder. And then footsteps go back down the stairs and then back out into the kitchen. And then they disappeared. And she goes, just like, that might have been your aunt. I was like, that's fucking horrifying. Why would you tell me that? That's creepy. I will never sleep in that room again.
Damn. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've the weirdest shit that's ever happened. So, I think the creepiest thing that's ever happened to me, but the problem is I've done so many drugs throughout my life. I never know what's real. And yes, the truth is out there. Thank you, music lover. That is the thing for X-Files. But don't they have something about believe? Isn't there something about, like, I want to believe? Or is it only the truth is out there? I don't know, music lover, back me up here. Come on, there's something there. Anyhow, I remember I got home from school. This was when I was staying at that dorm house thing I was telling you about. Old creepy house, right? And I was in my room. No one else was home. Like, I promise. I still know to this day that no one else was home. I was the only one there. And I was tired as shit, so I went to take a nap. And I woke up to a blood-curdling scream. Okay?
Oh, geez.
But it was like, it sounded like it came from literally like the living room area. Like, it was not outside at all. I know for sure it wasn't outside. And I freaked out and like got up. You know, I don't know if anyone else is like this, but when I wake up, because I'm woken up, I'm in ninja mode like immediately.
Yep.
I'm in ninja mode, you know, and I'm like basically like SWAT teaming myself through the house to figure out what the fuck is going on, you know, sticking to corners and shit like that, and no one was home. I couldn't find anything. Couldn't find any reason that the sound was made. No more noises happened. Nothing. Fucking nothing. And I went back to sleep. That was my experience. You know.
You just went back to sleep?
Yeah. Because here's the thing. It's like I need to see. And thank you, music lover. I knew there was I want to believe was one of the things. I want to believe. I want some ghosts to be like, hey, motherfucker, here we are. And then I can be like, okay, cool, ghosts. We're on the same page now, all right? Like, but if I feel like if I let myself believe in ghosts, it's just a slippery slope.
Yeah.
It just goes bad from there.
And the next thing you know, birds aren't real.
Exactly, right? Yeah, can't trust that. Can't happen.
See, I have like one more experience, but it's not like with a ghost per se.
Okay.
But it's still like freaky. So basically the story is it's a nice short one. So
That's
I was
fine.
jumping up and down on my bed, as most kids do at like 9 years old.
Whatever, this was
And
yesterday, wasn't it?
This was yesterday. But I was jumping and I was doing backflips because I had just learned how to do a backflip and I was like, oh, I'm so cool. Look at me and my moves. And I ended up doing a backflip, but I backflipped and landed on the very edge of my bed. And I had this big wooden desk next to my bed. So I missed the edge and I bounced and I was heading straight towards this wooden thing.
Okay.
And like my head was going to hit the corner. And I closed my eyes because I was bracing for impact. And the next thing I know, I was on the floor. And I don't know how I missed the big wooden stand, because when my eyes were open, I was heading right towards it. But as soon as I opened my eyes, I was on the floor, and I was like safe. I wasn't hurt. Everything was fine. But I have no idea how I missed this wooden fucking desk because I was gonna eat it.
Are you saying that your aunt saved you?
I'm saying that I have superpowers.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, wow, all right, yeah, no, that's, I mean, that is odd for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you just have levitation skills that, like, the extreme circumstances of that situation activated them for you.
Yeah.
But then failed to activate them for you while you were rollerblading.
Yeah, they only come out when nobody's looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that freaked me out a little bit. I was like, I don't know how I missed, but that's fine. I didn't get hurt. And then I went back to going to backflipping on my bed because I was a moron.
This is why I don't backflip, guys. Okay? Creepy shit happens when you engage in silly acrobatic experiences, okay? Also because I am not good enough to backflip. Someone's like, touch my toes, and I'm like, fuck you. This is not happening.
I can touch my toes. That's my acrobatic feat for the day.
Gotcha.
I think my parasite is pretty much done.
Oh, shit. What file type do they end up being saved as? Like when you share them, is it just straight up JPEG?
I do a screenshot because I don't share the full file unless somebody pays for it. But
oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so I take a screenshot of it, and I believe the screenshot is a JPEG, but the full file itself is a PNG.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Guys, this is so fucking tedious.
You're still working at that tail.
I'm almost done. I only have, I don't know, 20 more scales to go here, and then I have to repair. There's tears in it, which suck, but I'll be able to fix them.
And finished.
Do you give it your signature and all?
Yep, it's got my signature and all.
So how often do you think you'll end up hanging out with your artist community folk? You said it's just once a week or what?
It's once every Thursday between like 6 and 9 my time. So I think that's like 5 and 8 yours. So I'll probably hang out. Unless that like one of the person keeps showing up, then I might not.
Is everyone like sharing their work while doing it, or just like face cams pretty much?
It's pretty much face cams. Except for me, because I'm the only digital artist, so I'm actually sharing my screen.
Oh, okay.
But everybody else is doing traditional, so they're doing video cams and showing their pieces as they're working on them. It's really cool. I like it a lot.
Is it mainly illustration or like sculpting and stuff like that too?
One of the people is a sculptor. The rest are doing just illustrations.
Okay.
I don't know what the sculptor's working on though, because it's kind of like an abstract piece, so.
Oh, gotcha.
How's your thumb going?
Fine. I don't feel it. I'm sure I don't want to look inside the glove. I don't want to know what it looks like, since I basically just wrapped it with some paper towel and put this on, but I'm sure it's fine. It was a stab, not a cut, which means it just is gonna bruise up and be a bitch tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was only a matter of time that I was gonna have an injury on stream. I feel honored that you were here to share that moment with me.
I feel honored that I could be here and live witness. But I'm gonna head out now. It's been fun.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and yeah, if you're gonna stream, you think you'll stream tonight or no?
I might. We'll see.
Cool. Well, guys, if those of you watching, go check out Little Witchy Things on Twitch, and check out her cool stuff that she's been posting. So, all right, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. That was fun. Always good to chat with folk, especially during arduous processes. Ooh. Yeah, I knew there was an I want to believe. I know the truth is out there was the other one, but where is there? Get out of here with that shit. Lies. Yeah, I have learned that just scheduling time for multiple people to come in on stream. It's nice that I was able to do that with Little Witchy Things, but some other streamers out there are going to be tricky to nail down a good time to chat. Yeah, it's really important to do a really good job trimming midly. So there's going to be paint on this thing, which is going to help hide some of the bad seam areas. But if you can fix most of it during the trimming job, you're going to be better off for sure. Silicone also is a little bit forgiving when it comes to trimming because you can really manipulate it. As long as you don't stab yourself in the finger like I did earlier. What's the purpose of trimming? It's kind of hard to see now. I can zoom in, maybe you can kind of see. But there's always a seam whenever you cast something. Here, I'll zoom in, see if we can... see if I can get this focused on this area. You can see this, but it's flashing. So you have to trim the seam, okay? All this stuff has to come off. So this area has already been trimmed. This area has to be trimmed, okay? And I already did all this already too. So it's just, it's part of the process of production. You have to trim pretty much, you know. I'm gonna hold it right about here. I wanna make sure I'm focused, and it's really hard to do on the focusing here. Zoom out a little bit, bam. Yeah, if it's on hard, like a model, something like the goblin here, this guy, you can actually sand it. You can sand the seam away and even retexture. So you can't even see the seam. He technically has a seam that's running all the way up, but I was able to sand it and then retexture, so you can't even tell where the seam was. So a good mold maker will always have a pretty awesome seam line. Well, cool. My thumb seems to be a-okay, guys. All right, so I'm degloving my thumb. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, pretty much you do trimming first, patching or seaming. If there's any defects that have to be taken care of, you do that. Then you do painting. Pretty much in that order when it comes to silicone. Or really anything. I guess even like latex masks, same thing. But the better your mold is, the least amount of trimming you'll have to do if you really nail those seam lines. Sometimes if your seam is actually thin enough, you can just like rub it off. It does occasionally work, but you might still have to go in. What's up, Milo? Yeah, we've just been sculpting. Oh, my thumb is really callous right now from using these scissors. We've just been trimming these up. We still got to patch them and everything. Already injured myself once. You have to go back, watch the VOD, stab myself in the thumb with a pair of scissors. It was a great time. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, it really sucked. I had to get clever with bandages, but I think so. Check it out, guys. We actually, it's all trimmed up. So we got to clean it off now. this one out of the way. Clean it, and then we gotta fix it. I don't know why I'm posing it. It's like a... I have to. I just have to pose it, guys. Okay? I stabbed myself, but it was a minor stabbing. Okay, it's an accident, and I am okay. All right. Let me clean some of this shit up. Yeah, these little fucking scissors are essentially no joke, right? Like, but now I got little silicone boogies on me and all over my workstation. Oh. And actually, that's probably where I'm gonna feel the cut more than anything, is when I'm gonna start cleaning this off with alcohol. I know that alcohol is going to seep into that little cut I have on my fucking thumb from the stab. And it's going to burn. And it's going to burn a lot. But you know what? It'll be clean. It'll be clean. I had to work on siliconizing your wait, what the hell did you just say? Siliconizing your canvas? What's a canvas? Are you even saying real words? Are you fucking gaslighting me to thinking that these are real words? You guys go take a peek at the Judgment Goblin is still here. He's just taking a break, some off screen time here. Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. Oh yeah, there it goes. Alcohol in the cut. Oh. Breathe through the pain. Breathe through it. It's not real. You won't remember the day of your... I actually don't remember the day of my wedding. You're absolutely right. I have, I think, literally the worst memory of any person I know. So yes, you are correct. I challenge someone to have a worse memory than me. Remember the cut. Oh yeah, I will remember the cut. Every time the alcohol enters it, I will remember it. Okay, so we have to... Actually, I'm going to wear gloves for this part because I'm going to be using an excessive amount of alcohol to keep this thing clean. I know the name of my wife, and yes, I know my address mostly. Mostly know my address. So here's the thing. The zip code of where my studio is and the zip code where my houses are very similar. So I get them mixed up, so that's why I mostly know my address. You're okay, she'll take care of the rest. Yeah. She's pretty over me forgetting things too, so I think she just makes up things now. It's just like, yeah, you totally said this. I'm like, did I? Did I? I might have. Probably a large advantage, honestly, for her. So alcohol is straight up the best way to clean silicone. It actually makes it slippery, takes away the tack. Like water would just bead right off. And plus it evaporates really quickly too, so. But any extra oils too that are left over on it will come off. So if you have to do any patchwork, you can get it clean pretty easily. Because cleaning, when you, like, even if when I would go to paint this, I don't want little boogers and stuff inside of it. Silicone has a really high static electricity thing, so it'll like literally pull tiny little fibers from your clothing onto it. It's where you get tiny little black dots, and that's not good. And of course, alcohol sanitizes too, so that's important to you. Look at that, just from me moving, and it picked up like a little black lint. So we have some holes that we have to fix in this. And some cuts too. Let me see, there's a cut right there. Pretty large cut right here. Yeah, you could do that. Actually, we've looked into doing that. where they actually have alcohol, so it would like continue to filter through. Yeah, you can do that. The problem is usually I think because it's constantly running, your alcohol would evaporate pretty quickly. But yeah, mechanics use it for cleaning, like cleaning nuts and bolts and engine parts and stuff like that. Did I forget an area to trim? See? I did, guys. Show you here. See that flashing? So let's clean that, or let's trim that. Okay. Let's fix those tears. Let's fix those tears. Come on, I can get this fucking thing to stand. Gotten it to stand a few different times. It's tricky to figure it out. There we go, sure. There, just stay like that for a second, okay? Thanks. Alright, so we're gonna use an acetoxy silicone. It's designed for gluing. You can get it from a few different companies. This one you can get from Reynolds or Smooth On. It's called Silpoxy. It's a silicone adhesive, and it's acetoxy silicone, so that means it cures with evaporation. It's not a part A, part B mix. You just have to have air. So that's what we're going to use to fix the issues on this one. They're both pretty volatile. I know alcohol has a pretty high flash rate, but so does mineral spirits, and I'm assuming that's what Monera Essence is you're talking about. Mineral spirits, alcohol. Pretty sure 99% isopropyl alcohol has a higher flash point. I could be wrong. So this is our first area of damage, guys. I think, yeah. Let's see that cut. The first thing we want to do, just make sure it's clean. It appears to be clean, but watch what happens. Like, I can literally almost get it to go away by just bending it back. You can almost like not even see it, right? There's like a little dot right there, but that's it. So we're just going to fill that with some silpoxy. Just open it up a little bit again. Like that. There we go. Put this down. Bam. Kind of too old. Silpoxy is it's pretty thick, so. If you ever smell this stuff, it is very reminiscent of vinegar. It has a nice strong vinegar smell to it. And you always want to fix cuts in silicone too, because once a cut starts, it'll keep going over time. Now, silpoxy actually cures pretty quickly. It cures about 5 minutes. So we're just going to chill out for a second and let this, because we have some other cuts, but if we can prevent this from being messed with too much, just chill. Even if it just has a little bit longer to cure. So yeah, this was the first one we did. See if I can move this in and show you guys. And I ran into some issues. Like there's a blow through of the armature right here. And then there was another, I forget what the other problem I had with this one was, but there was another problem in the tail. So I was able to figure out what I needed to do on this one. So while we're waiting for this to dry, anyone got any questions? Anyone want to talk about their Saturday? And how it's going? I'm all ears. You have my full attention. Looks like someone, I think Little Witchy Things posted something to Discord. Oh shit. Oh shit. Now, if you guys haven't joined the Discord, you probably should. Posting a bunch of cool artwork on there. Keep up to date on my streams and all that fun jazz. Yeah, and I ended up going, you can probably see there's a difference between the color of these two. I ended up going with more of a yellow. See, this one's more fair colored. This one's like a little bit more yellowy, is what I ended up doing. So I like this skin tone more. I think I'm gonna stick with this. How do the cuts happen? Is it during the molding process? Yeah, so there are wires, very, very thin wires that are where the hole, there should always be a hole for those thin wires. Actually, you can see on this one, very thin hole right there. Those wires go in and they hold the armature in place. Well, those wires have to come out. And so where I didn't make the tears on this one, I did get a little too overzealous in this one. So when I took the wires out, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pull them out. Well, the wires are so thin, think like guitar string, right? They ended up cutting the silicone a little bit. I should have been a little bit more careful, and I have a way to fix that for ones moving forward. But again, once this is all painted, you're not going to be able to see, any of this. It's going to blend in so well, so it's not the end of the world. So long answer, yeah, the molding process. It's actually the demolding process, but I know on the TikTok, I think I posted on TikTok I showed me demolding it, and you can see if you watch that little video, the wires sticking out the side, it's removing those. They're so thin, they almost are like a tiny little knife, and they can just cut the silicone easily. Yeah, we're almost there. Yeah, Silpoxy, which is the brand of silicone adhesive you can get, it's very reminiscent, if any of you have ever worked on doing like anything in bathrooms. So like caulking around a bathtub, caulking around a kitchen sink, those are all acetoxy silicones, and they're not the same exact, but they're very strong, and they use evaporation to cure, not a part A, part B. Ethanol have a 5.0 kPa at 20 degrees Celsius of vapor pressure. Mineral spirits. Oh, really? Huh. The more you know. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll have to check that out. Yeah. Music lover. What kind of music do you love? Like I said, we'd still need maybe another 2 or 3 minutes on this, so. Let's see here. Okay, that's probably good. We're gonna wipe off the excess. See, like I can already touch this, and it's not fully cured because it's a thick area. It's not really coming off on my finger. That's kind of what I was hoping for. So. This next one is quite a bit larger of a cut, so. But we want to try not to bend the area of our first repair, which is right here. Our next repair is right here. And you're going to see that this one is substantially bigger. It's actually on both sides. So it's there and it's there. We are going to deal with the bottom side first here. I like rock alternative, that sort of stuff. Cool, cool. It's one of your fave alternative bands. Yeah, all these, yeah. I mean, they'll all happen during demolding, so we have to fix them. We're using, yeah, we're using silpoxy to do it. One cut at a time. Give it about 5 minutes in between fixes, so we're not manipulating too much. I know I'm gonna fix it for the next one, so we shouldn't be having the same issues. Gorillas is all, I love Gorillas. Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers too. I dig that stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of I'm not the biggest fans of the Gorillaz' newest stuff, but their older stuff is I'm a big fan. So yeah. Can I say? I mean, I was young teenager when you know, Clint Eastwood, that album came out, and I was a big fan of that. I haven't kept up a ton. There's like one or two songs I know off of one of their latter albums I really enjoyed, but that was about it. Got an ad right when I started talking. Oh, I was saying, I like Gorillaz too. But mostly their older stuff. There's only been a couple of songs I've heard, off their newer albums that I was really a fan of. But the Gorillaz, I love their music videos, pretty much of any of their stuff. Just a bunch of creative motherfuckers. I really dig them. I'm not the biggest Chili Peppers fan, but I'm from obviously, how can you not be familiar, you know? Like, they're pretty impactful musicians. Okay, so that one's probably good. This one still needs a little bit longer. I swear. Oh yeah, there's the other one. See that one, guys? Bam! Look at those cuts. Oh, I got something shared in general. What's up? Oh shit, Milo! What kind of silicone did you use? You know what? So this is the pour spout for the whole thing, guys. This tiny little thing. Rebound 25. I'm not familiar with rebound. You brush it up, right? Use a brush to kind of apply it. So we're actually going to, again, there's nothing you can really do about the pour spout. It's very small on the full sculpture, but we're going to trim that off right now. Just make it a wee bit less noticeable. Or yeah, the gorillas, very clever stuff, and I think that's why I liked some of their newer stuff, was because the music videos were just so visually stunning. Again, we're just kind of softening the pour spout. We're not trying to make it go away completely. We're just trying to clean it up a little bit. Yeah, okay. That is not a problem. How's that? Is that better, Milo? I just tweaked it a little bit. A little bit of brush and pour. Okay. Okay, so this is definitely, yeah, the next area. Keep moving this fucking thing so you guys can see it a little bit better. We have another cut right here. Again, we're going to get some stuff inside there and put it. Your voice is better. Awesome. Yeah, it's probably because I'm always so fucking far away from my mic. Because that armature wire's in there, you can just kind of like stick the glue in, bend it, and then the armature wire will help just hold the silicone together for a period of time. So that's what we're going for. a second. And we gotta flip it over and we gotta fix the damage done to this side over here. Yeah, supposedly this stuff basically cures to like 5 minutes, but a full cure is probably going to be close to 24 hours, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, I've never used Rebound 25 I've never actually done a brush up silicone mold. I mean, I have, but they were always really thick. I used a Fixotropic with that silicone, so you do like one light layer of the thinner stuff that helps pick up all the detail, and then I basically spatula on a very thick coating that stays where you put it. It's like really thick, so it doesn't drip down. And I'll brush up a good ½ inch of silicone all the way around before putting some kind of shell on. Yeah, Smooth On's got some great products. I've just never used the Rebound. I use, what is their mold making silicone? God, it's right on the tip of my head. There's a really good one that we use. It's not Rebound. It's something else. It's blue. I can't remember what it's called, though. Yeah, fun part of working with silicone is waiting for all this lovely shit. Mold Max! Yep, the Mold Max series. That's what I was thinking of, yep. Some good stuff. They have a tin silicone that's not too expensive. It's Mold Max. It's a little, it's great for one-offs if you're not worried about the quality of the mold. You only need to get like 1 or 2 pulls out of it. They have a tin-based Mold Max that is pretty cheap. That would allow you to pull a couple molds or a couple of casts before it like breaks or goes bad. Yeah, tomorrow we're probably going to be doing painting of these things. Try a couple of different painting techniques because I don't want to have to use my airbrush. This little room I'm in is not great for doing airbrush work, so it's just too condensed. Even with like wearing a respirator, I don't want to get overspray on all my tech stuff, so... Yeah. Mold Max is designed for, I think, high production molds, kind of like what we usually use it for, where you need a lot to get a lot of casts out of something. Okay, so now if we take this, so that is where that one is. Where's that first one at? It's right there. So as long as save like 60 bucks, fuck yeah. When it comes to silicone, whatever you can fucking save is a win. Silicone ain't cheap, and it's actually only been getting more and more expensive, to be honest. So guys, we have this other spot here that we gotta fix. Cost an arm and a kidney? Shit. Soon it's going to cost an arm, a kidney, and a stomach. Like, faux show. Jesus. Damn. Erdenkram. How's it going, man? Woman? Person? How's it going? How's your Saturday? Hopefully it's going splendidly. And we're bending the tail, right? So well, we could pigment this too if we wanted to help help the patch match more if we needed to. I don't think we need to, so I'm not super worried about it. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Hope you're chilling. Hope it's a relaxing weekend for you. So we have another hole right there we gotta fill. We'll end my cigarette and do another batch of rubber. Ooh, yeah. Oh shit! Posted the final pictures before you added the silicone. When do you hope to have the mold done? Where the other hole is. So there's at least one other hole. There we go. Filled that one. My big head in the way, guys. Sorry. Alright, we gotta wait for these ones to cure before I can fix the other holes. Sadly. I hope to have a good casting clip by tomorrow. Ooh, I want to open Etsy store to start sell some. Oh yeah, that'd be fucking cool. I've known some people that have some pretty decent luck on Etsy. It can be tricky sometimes, but fuck yeah. Oh yeah, that's the dream. That's the dream right there, Milo. What are you gonna cast it out of? I'm guessing some kind of like resin, like a plastic or something like that. $2,000? Damn. If it's the right price, I bet you could. Yeah. The only bust I've ever sculpted was of H.H. Holmes, the serial killer from the Chicago World's Fair back in the day. I did a bust of him. I only ever made it to a rough sculpt though. I didn't. I never molded it. You know. Okay. Okay, so there was a hole there we fixed. Let's fix the hole here. See, there's this hole right here. We gotta patch that too. I'm being careful to not disturb the other patches that we have going. Again, once there's paint on this, you won't even see these tiny holes. Okay. Now we have one here. And we're going to have one on the other side we have to do too. Is there one on the tail? Did I already patch all the ones on the tails? I actually did patch that one. And I patched that one. And it looks like I patched that one too. Pretty good at least. Okay, cool. Okay, turn it around. The hole's right there on the opposing side. I don't know if Hydrocal could be a good job with the jacket. It's just not that thick. Rubber time. Good luck. Good luck. All right, guys, we did it. We patched it, we trimmed it. It's good for painting. So, gonna take one of these, put it right there. Just over that much. Okay. Cool, cool. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap up for this stream. We had a blast today. We did all the patching that we needed to do. So tomorrow we'll be painting, or at least doing some paint tests. So if you guys haven't followed me on social media, please do so. It'll be on my ending screen here in a second. If you haven't followed the channel, please do. If you want to see some more cool special effects behind the scenes stuff, please do. And then also we have a Discord. Go ahead and join if you're an artist and you want to share your work. Please post it in the Discord. Everyone who stopped by, thank you so much. We got Milo Sculptures who came in. We hung out with Little Witchy Things for a little while. Music Lover, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Carol Phillips for the lurk. Win-win. And then Goku, thank you for swinging in as well. That's pretty much everyone who was hanging out today. I really appreciate all the love, guys. More special effects painting stuff tomorrow. We're going to try a few different painting techniques, so be sure to tune in. I'll catch up with you guys later. Follow me on the socials. You know you want to. Peace.